Hi guys. So again, some other people just popped on, so if you want to go ahead and grab your straps, blocks, blanket, or books, anything that you think that you're going to need today, by all means, make yourself comfortable, start to get ready, have a seat, comfortable seat, Sukhasana. Maybe today you want to roll up a blanket and place it under your hips and have a seat, kind of elevating the hips, opening them up. Whatever is comfortable for you. Today's class, we have 45 minutes, so I want to get started right at 6 o'clock if we can. We'll be going through a nice flow, moving all parts of the body, activating the core, activating the back and the shoulders. So find that seat, get comfortable. Great, great, great. Hi, Erica. Tracy and Rosa, good to see you guys. I'm going to start today with the blanket rolled up, elevating my hips. And as always, keep your props handy, anything that you think that you're going to use. We're going to go into some positions today where I think the blocks or books will be really good for you. One reason it's important to use those blocks is because when we're in positions, today we're going to be in triangle, we want to make sure we keep the chest open and that we're not hunching down trying to reach the ground. So we need that little bit of elevation. So we're going to focus today on keeping the chest open, pulling the shoulders back, keeping the hips open. So sitting up nice and tall. Palms can be face down on your knees if you're looking to feel a little bit more grounded today. Starting to take nice deep breaths. Palms can be face up. If we're looking to invite in a little love or peace, kindness, strength, courage. Drawing all of our energy back from where we've been in our day and squeezing into the center of the body. And as we inhale, we invite in all that positivity, love, strength, peace. And as we exhale, we release any tension, anything that's left in the body. We want to start to work it out. Allow it to come out the tips of the fingers, the tips of the toes, the crown of the head. Focusing on that pranayama. Finding a nice pace, a nice ebb and flow to the breath.
Erin, can you hear us?
Starting to relax the body down. Relax the muscles in the face.
Erin, can you hear us?
Nice deep breaths. Susan, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Susan? Okay, Susan, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
I just want to say we can't see you very well.
Okay, hold on.
I was just saying we couldn't see you very well.
Can you see me better now?
Oh, yes.
Okay,
yep.
great. So now that we've come to that nice pace of breath, we're ready to start our practice. So gently opening up the eyes, inhaling the arms up, interlacing the fingers, Drop the shoulders away from the ears and reach nice and long, gazing up at the tips of the fingers. We're almost pulling our bodies towards one side, straightening the arms, stretching the side of the body, keeping the hip nice and planted on the ground. Inhale up. Exhale, reaching over to the other side, gazing up. Exhale, get a little bit deeper. Inhale the body up, interlacing the fingers behind the body, pulling the shoulder blades back, and exhale, hinging forward. We can lift the arms any amount. The chin is up, there's space in the throat. We're leading with the chest. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lifting up. One more time. And inhale, lifting up. Releasing those hands and walking the fingertips out in front of the body nice and long. If you have a block you'd like to place your head on, by all means. And just taking a moment here to set an intention for your practice. Allowing with every inhale to fill up the back of the body, and with every exhale we get a little deeper. We let go just a little bit more. And if your head is on the mat or on the block, you can move it side to side. And on our next exhale, we're slowly going to drag the fingertips along the mat and roll the body up, pressing the root of the body into the ground, inhaling the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Nice deep breath. We're going to make our way into a tabletop position. If you have that blanket and you'd like to place it underneath your knees for a little bit of extra support, by all means. Placing the hands down, coming into Mayurasana and Vidalasana, cat and cow. So making sure that the wrist is underneath the shoulder and that the knee is underneath the hip. And as we exhale, we pull the belly button in, we press through the hands, we drop the head, we tuck the pelvis. As we inhale, we bend the elbows, we pull the chest forward. Mayurasana cat, arch the back. Vidalasana. And taking a few rounds, we'll do about 5 or 6 rounds, adding any organic movement, maybe sitting back into the hips a little bit deeper, whatever you feel your body needs. This is a nice way to kind of take a little self-check, starting at the crown of the head, seeing if there's already areas that are tight or tense or may need a little extra attention. Remembering as we go through our practice today that child's pose is always available to you. We don't want to ever put our bodies into a position that it's not ready for, or maybe it just doesn't feel right to you today. So modify your practice in addition to the modifications that I'll be giving you any way that you see fit. We're going to reach out that right leg. We're going to make sure we're pressed up nice and high. We're going to activate by flexing that foot. We can have these toes tucked or bent, either way. We're going to lift up nice and high. We're going to reach out that opposite arm. That left arm comes long. As we exhale, coming into that cat position, we bring that elbow and that knee together. And then we exhale, we reach nice and long, like someone's pulling our fingertips and pulling our toes. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Squeezing that belly button up to the spine. Pushing through that hand, making space in the back. Gazing forward over the front of the mat. If the head comes down, then the body loses space. We want to keep creating space in the body today. 2 more. And on our last one, we're going to stay extended, nice and long. We're going to drop our hand. Our foot's going to come behind our body, and we're going to open up nice and long. Nice deep breath. Getting some space in the chest and the heart. Pressing down in that extended leg, pushing into the inner arch. Finding our way back to center and replacing the knee down, taking some movement in the hips. Other side, we're going to extend out the left leg, push up nice and tall, reach out with the right arm, exhale, knee to elbow. Extending nice and long, keeping that gaze towards those fingers to help with the balance, and in, extend out, using that breath. Attaching one breath to each moment. Exhale, coming in. Inhale, nice and long and bright. Two more. And on our last one, we stay extended. We replace the hand. We drop the foot behind us, and we roll open. Pressing down through the inner arch of the extended leg, gazing up towards the fingertips. Placing the hand back down and the knee, and taking some movement side to side. Keeping our props handy, and we'll make our way into our first downward dog of the practice, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So tuck the toes, lift the hips, exhale, press back into the heels. Nice deep breaths. You can remove your blanket, drop the head, shake the head yes and no, pedal out the feet, maybe take the right foot behind the left and the left behind the right. Come up high on the tippy toes, exhale, drop the chest down towards the thigh. Slowly release the heels. We're going to bend the knees, and we're going to bring the shins parallel to the mat. We're going to gaze in between the hands. Exhale, drop the legs. Nice and strong. Lift up the hips, exhale the heels. Again, bend at the knees. Get the shins parallel to the mat. We can gaze in between the hands. Pull the belly in. Lift the hips up high. Exhale the heels down. Nice deep breath in again. Exhale, bend the knees, gaze through the hands. This time we're going to hop in between those hands or step if you'd like. Meeting me in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Shake the head yes and no. If you have blocks and you'd like to use the blocks to press up, nice deep breath coming into Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Gazing forward. Exhale, folding forward. Relax the head and the neck. Placing the hands down in front of us, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to take a nice big step back with the right foot. Dropping the back knee, dropping the back toes, reaching up, Anjaneyasana. Half crescent lunge. Making sure that our knee and our ankle are in line. We're not leaning too far forward. And if we happen to be up here, maybe we can scoot that foot forward and really sit nice and deep into the hips, keeping the hips nice and square, squeezing them together. Inviting in a little back bend if you'd like. Squeeze the toes of the front foot and grip up with the tops of the toes of the back foot to stay nice and sturdy. Exhaling your hands down. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, taking a big step forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, folding forward, taking a big step back with the left foot. Dropping the back knee, dropping the back toes, sweeping up the arms, Anjaneyasana. Inviting in that back bend if you'd like. Squeeze the belly in. pull the ribs up, pull the hips square, grip with the tops of the back toes, and inviting yourself back down, lifting up that left leg and meeting me back in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Nice deep breath, shake the head yes and no. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, folding forward, placing your hands down and stepping back into downward facing dog. Going through our first vinyasa flow, modification will be coming down to the knees. I'll show that first. Rolling the body forward into plank, coming down to the knees. Exhale, we want the chest coming down before the belly. So pull that belly in, squeeze the elbows in. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Bhujangasana. Exhale back, Balasana, child's pose. Wide leg if you'd like, hands outstretched, or you can bring the hands behind the body. Yogi's choice. Hi Melissa. Hi Tammy. Hi Tara. Great. We use child's pose as a way to just reset the body for a moment, to remind us to keep coming back to that pattern of breath, that inhale and exhale, that we're keeping at the same pace. We're recognizing the heart rate, we're recognizing the body, the blood flowing through the body. We can touch back with our mantra. And slowly rolling the body back up, coming into a seated position. Nice deep breath coming into a toe stretch. So we're gonna lean forward and we're gonna tuck the toes and we're gonna sit back. We wanna make sure even that little baby toe is attached. And if this works for us, that's fine. If we'd like to take another modification, we can sit up, place our hands at our heart center, and take a few nice deep breaths here. You should already start to feel a sensation in the feet. Make sure to keep the ankles nice and strong, that they're not sickling outward. Two more nice deep breaths. And slowly bringing the hands in front of the body, releasing the toes and giving them a little pound, stretching them out. Coming into the counter stretch, we're gonna sit back. We're gonna drag the fingertips behind the body and we're gonna lift up the knees. Again, we wanna make sure that the ankles are nice and tight together, the heels are attached to the bum. And if this works for us, we can have our hands behind us, or if we'd like modification, lift up nice and tall, facing your hands at heart center, 3 deep breaths. Placing our hands down behind the body, dropping the knees, and slowly coming up back into that tabletop position. Give those legs a little tap, roll those ankles a little bit, and back into downward facing dog. So tucking the toes, lifting the hips, exhale, pressing down. Nice deep breath, lifting up that right leg, opening up your hip, gazing underneath your arm. Squaring up the body, going through your flow. You can leave the leg up, or you can place it back down, going through and pulling yourself into plank, Palikasana, nice and strong. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Lifting up the left leg and opening up that hip, pressing that heel down to the ground. Squaring up our hips and going through our flow, rolling the body forward into plank. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Stepping those feet nice and slow, bringing them forward, meeting me in a forward fold. Inhale, half lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, folding over, bending the knees and slowly rolling the body all the way up, pushing the feet into the ground, tucking the pelvis, pulling in the belly. Nice deep breath, arms come up, inviting in that little back bend if you'd like. And bringing your hands down to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Take a moment to catch the breath, to observe the body, feeling the body start to relax, allowing the mind to do the same, keeping its chatter to a minimum. Nice deep breaths. We're going to come into a Warrior Two sequence. So if you have your blocks, keep them handy at the top of your mat. We're going to start with the left foot forward, and we're going to bring the right foot all the way back. So our hips are open to the side. Nice wide stance. You want to be wider than you think you are. The more space you can cover, the more balanced the body is. And remember, our heel and our arch are in line. Our hips are forward. Pressing down to that front knee, making sure that front knee isn't coming over the foot. If it is, just adjust the feet. You want to start out in a nice, strong, stable position here. Remembering that the feet aren't going to be moving at all. We're going to be moving and shifting the upper body. So we bring the arms out. We gaze over the top hand. You want to think of yourself as being in between two panes of glass. We also want to not shift the body forward here. We want to stay right in the center so that our chest is over our pelvis. Exhale, side angle pose, dropping the arm down, reaching up with the right hand. Trying to create a nice, pretty long line from our fingertips, our shoulders, our hips, and our ankle. Pressing into that bottom foot. Bottom hand is active, palm is facing up. Exhale, back into Warrior Two. Reversing the warrior, dropping that back hand down, flipping the palm, and reaching up. Front knee stays bent. The legs are nice and sturdy here. Back into Warrior Two. Interlacing the fingers behind the body. Exhale, we're going to dive the shoulder. I'm going to bring the shoulder down towards the knee. Keeping the chin up, keeping the chest nice and open. Arms can come up any amount. If you'd like to bind here, by all means, take that left arm and reach it under. Take the right arm and reach it above. Clasp the fingers behind the body and open up the hip. Open up the hips and open up the shoulder. Nice deep breath. Unbinding if you're bound, and then lifting the chin, pressing through that front foot back into Warrior Two. Nice deep breath. Coming into triangle, blocks might be handy for us here. So we're going to straighten that front leg. We're going to hinge as if someone's pulling our fingers as far as we can. We exhale, we drop the hands, we lift up the top hand. So if you can't quite get to the ground and have the whole upper body up, if you're kind of curved a little bit, use that block even if it's position 3. Because we want to create that space. Open up nice and tall. Both legs are straight here, arms are strong and active. Nice deep breath. We can stay here if we'd like to come into half moon. We're going to bend that front knee. We're going to take the block and place it in front of our foot. We're going to drag that back foot and open up. Squeezing through the hips. Coming back down into Warrior Two. So if you're in triangle, bend yourself back into Warrior Two. Arms come out. Nice. We're going to switch sides. So we're going to turn the left foot towards the front of the room. We're going to turn the right toes towards the front of the mat. We're going to exhale, sitting nice and deep. Adjust the body, adjust the feet, open up the arms. Again, thinking yourself as being in between two panes of glass. Nice deep breath. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Side angle pose, dropping and activating that bottom hand and reaching up nice and long. Back into Warrior Two. Again, feet are staying stationary, reversing the warrior, dropping the back hand, flipping the front palm, bringing it up. This hand can be behind the body as well. If it's behind the body, drop that shoulder, open up the chest. Nice deep breath. Back into warrior two. Interlacing your fingers behind the body, rolling the shoulders back, diving the shoulder towards the knee. We want to keep the chin up. We want to keep the throat open. If you want to bind here, by all means, right arm goes down, left arm comes up. To come out of this position, we're going to squeeze those hips together. We're going to gaze forward. We're going to lift the chin, lift the chest, back into warrior two. And making our way into triangle pose again. Finding those blocks if you'd like. We're going to reach nice and long, like someone's tugging our arm. We're going to place the block down or the hand down. Traditionally in this posture, the hand is behind the foot, but whatever is most comfortable and most attainable for you today. If it's behind the foot, we can really open that chest. And we can stay here, we can play with half moons. We can bend that front knee, lift, drag the toes, and press up nice and high, keeping those hips nice and open. Back into warrior two. Nice deep breath. We're going to windmill the hands down around the right foot. We're going to bring the right foot back to meet the left. Downward facing dog. Nice deep breath here. We're going to go into our flow, but we're going to add an extra push-up before our chaturanga. So roll the body forward, squeeze those arms together. Exhale, push up. Exhale, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra. And back to balasana, child's pose. Checking in here with our bodies. Checking in with where our mind's at today. Just being proud of ourselves for showing up. Taking this time to elevate our practice. Hi Matt, thanks for joining. Hi Stephen. Ashley. Great, thank you guys. So slowly rolling up into a seated position from here. Take your time, no rush. Remember, this is your practice, your journey, so adjusting or changing anything that works for you. We'll find our way into a seat, coming into some boat pose variations. So we want to remove the flesh from our sit bones. I feel like I'm on an angle a little bit, so I'm going to turn this way. So remove the flesh from the sit bones. Sit up nice and tall. The one thing in boat pose we want to remember is we don't want to be curled down. We want to roll the shoulders back. Lift and open and brighten the chest. You can bring the arms down to the side, almost like cactus arms. And we're going to lift the legs. So we're going to roll back more to the sacrum, and even just lifting the legs halfway. We want to try to avoid the curving. We want to pull up nice and tall. We want to pull that belly in, and we're going to hold. Grabbing the legs, allowing them to come down. So that was variation number one. If you'd like to elevate that at all, we can take our big toes with our peace fingers. We can extend our legs up. Squeezing that belly in. Nice deep breath. And coming down slowly, one leg and the other. Good, nice deep breath. One more time. You can do that first variation, the second variation, or if you'd like, you can extend the legs out and we can lower and squeeze. Lower, hover, and squeeze. So whatever works for you for that third time, working that core. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Give the legs a nice hug. Sitting up nice and tall. Good. Soles of the feet together. We're going to extend out the left leg. Sitting up nice and tall again, removing that flesh from the sit bones. And we're going to reach up nice and tall. Again, dropping the shoulders away from the ears and gazing towards the toes, activating the feet, trying to grab for that foot. The only thing, it doesn't matter how far we are in our forward fold, we want to lead with the chest. We don't want to curl our body down. So nice and tall and hinge forward, pressing into the heel and feeling that stretch in the back right side above the hip. Take a few breaths. Attaching your fingers to your toe, placing your hand close to the opposite foot and lifting up that leg, opening it up to the side, sitting up nice and tall, pressing down through that right hip, maybe extending the arm up. Nice deep breath. Now from here, we're going to let go of that foot. We're going to try to keep it where it is and we'll slowly lower it down. So let go and lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good job. Shake out that leg and switch sides. And the foot, the left foot, as we bring it into the body, can be as close as we can, as far away. Make sure it feels good on the knee. If the knee's feeling a little funny today, you can always place a block under it to support it, which might take away a little bit of that pressure. Inhaling up nice and tall. Exhale, folding forward, trying to engage with that foot. Exhale, getting deeper. Grabbing the big toes with the peace fingers, placing your left hand close to the left foot. We're rolling the shoulders back. We're inviting that leg up and opening out, sitting up as tall as we can. I kind of like to use this bottom foot as like a hook. Just extending the arms up, pressing into the hip. When we release the fingers, we're going to hold that leg up there, noticing this side might feel different than the other, so doing our best. 3, 2, 1, release. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Get those feet out in front of us and shake out the legs. One long, nice forward fold, starting in Dandasana again. Adjust the hips, reaching up tall. Exhale, coming over. Maybe a few bends in the knees, activating the Achilles, the hamstrings, whatever feels good and right here. Noticing if maybe because you've been practicing, some of these postures are a little bit easier than they have been in the past. Noticing your change in flexibility and strength, even if it's just a 1%, 2% difference, being proud of yourself for that. Get stronger and stronger every time you come to the mat. Slowly rolling the body up. And then we'll find our way onto our backs. Give yourself a little hug, moving side to side. We're going to come into one of my favorite twists lately. So there's going to be some modifications. Option number 1, we're going to have the soles of the feet come down to the mat, and we're just going to drop both knees to one side, and then you kind of point the toes down and just allow this top leg to hang here. For some of you that are a little bit more flexible, it feels really good if we take a block in position 2 and then do the same thing. So our knees are going to come down to one side. You might want to adjust yourself on the block. And you can adjust the legs, maybe tuck this front leg in, maybe extend the back one out so there's no tension on the knee, but it's a really deep stretch all the way from on the top of the thigh. So whatever variation works for you, whatever feels best, kind of let gravity do some of the work here for us. can't really hold back. I'm taking some nice deep breaths, making sure that the shoulder blades are on the ground, making sure you can still move your head side to side, that your chin isn't tucked up into your chest. Getting deep into the connective tissues of the body when we hang out here and breathe for a few more moments. And slowly bringing the knees up. Adjusting yourself on the block if you're on one, and then just bringing the knees into the body again. If you're on the block, you can just kind of roll side to side, allowing the edge of the block to kind of roll out on the sacrum. And then we'll twist to the other side. So legs come down. We exhale, the knees drop. Again, adjusting the legs however you see fit. The more of a bend in that top leg, the more of a stretch, more fire you're going to feel through the top of the leg, all the way through the hip and into the side of the body. If you have another block somewhere, you can always place it under that front knee. Nice deep breaths, relax the arms down. Try to find a place that is comfortable for you and find some stillness. Slowly bringing the legs back up. If you have a block underneath you, just go ahead and remove it to the side. Grab those legs into the body. Lift up off the shoulder blades. Give yourself a nice hug, maybe wrap around the shins. And find your way into happy baby. So grabbing the big toes with the peace fingers. Exhale, opening up the legs, bring the hips nice and square and open, and bringing the knees towards the tricep. And take some movement and motion here. Whatever feels good and right. Coming into a wide-legged happy baby, so extending the legs up. Exhale, flex those feet. Nice deep breaths. You can stay here, you can go back into traditional happy baby, or you can bring those feet together and you can lift up those hips and extend the legs over, coming into a plow. Stretching out the lower back. You can take some movement here, whatever feels good. There's no right or wrong, this is your practice. And from whatever form of this that you're in, allowing the body to slowly lower all the way down and make your way into Shavasana. So you can have the legs out, kind of splayed open, arms out, palms facing up. And come into Sethi Baddha Konasana, soles of the feet together, allowing the hips to open. You can even place some blocks underneath those hips if you'd like. Or you can place your feet up a wall, or you can take your feet as long as the mat and drop the knees together. Starting to settle back into the breath. feeling all the energy that you've created today in your body, being proud of yourself for showing up. Recognizing the sounds that are around you, near in the distance, and just allowing them to be there. Feeling any remaining tension or stress or fear. Leave the body with every exhale. And with every following inhale, inviting in light, energy, peace, kindness, strength, anything that you need. Slowly taking some movement in the fingers and the toes. Taking nice, deep, cleansing breaths. Inviting the breath to come in all the entire body, filling it up. And as you exhale, you feel the oxygen being pushed all the way down through the body and out the toes. Reaching the arms overhead and extending out the legs for a nice full body stretch. Awakening the body. And gathering your knees into your chest and allowing yourself to fall onto your right side in fetal position. Letting the earth support you. Take your weight. Remembering as we travel through the rest of our day to tread with kindness, putting forth love and peace. Trying to be responsive, not reactive in our actions and in our words. Nice deep breath. As we slowly make our way back up into Sukhasana, our seated position, our easy seat, using that top hand to support you and taking your time, keeping your eyes gently closed. A little scan from head to toe, see how we feel. Inhale the arms up. And exhale your hands down through your heart center on Anjali Mudra. Thank you for sharing your time, your space, and your virtual energy with me. The light in me honors and recognizes the light in you. Namaste. Thank you everyone for joining me for class today. I appreciate it. If you're in the Thrive live streaming group, Diana's going to be starting in at 7 o'clock. So a great way to kind of relax out at the end of the day. So thanks for joining me, everyone. More to come. Stay tuned.